Hey everybody, Bryan Broaddus here, and welcome to Crown Global Media, and it is The Stack. I'm back in the building with my favorite scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison, Zach Wolchuk. I missed you guys.
I know, it's been some days.
I missed you guys.
So many days, so many
You guys get some good work done. I was with Zach hanging out at the Super Bowl. That was a lot of fun.
I don't know how much you missed me. We were still together, but I missed getting to do our show.
I missed The Stack.
Yeah,
I missed
I missed you, though.
Oh.
Look, it's fun. Anytime we get together, I feel like we do, 45 minutes, and it seems like it was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love rock.
It just flies by.
Well, good. It's good to have everybody back together again, and excited to be talking about players. I'm going to dive into. I'm going to challenge you on something first, but I want to dive into some of these tight ends. I know we haven't talked about the tight end group very much, but I want to get some thoughts about this because we are the one-stop shop when it comes to the NFL draft. These guys to my left do a tremendous job of evaluating these players. So I want to get your thoughts on some of these tight ends as we start to kind of work through some of these positions, and the tight ends being one of them. But first, I want to challenge you to something.
Okay.
So pretty.
I want to give this guy some credit. A guy named Josh Weaver asked me this question. And it was kind of, would you rather, an A, B, C, or D? And he gave me a combination of the 12 and the 20. And this is kind of a Dallas Cowboys related a little bit. But, it might be if you're a fan of another team, you might get an idea of what my guys think about these particular players. And Josh Weaver asked me to pick the best combination of these players at 12 and 20. And I'm going to read them to you if that's okay.
Okay.
He gave me the option, and I'll give you the option,
Okay.
of taking Styles or Cisse, Bailey or Allen, Delane or Howell, or Downs and Faulk.
Can you give me the second one more time?
Got him. Here we go. Ohio State's Styles, South Carolina's Cisse, Bailey from Texas Tech, Allen from Georgia, the linebacker, Delane, the corner from LSU, Howell, the edge linebacker from Texas A&M, or Downs, the safety, and Faulk, the edge from Auburn.
That is good.
Josh Weaver, thank you very much.
Shout out to Josh. Yeah, I like this. I mean, I think that there's
if given the opportunity,
The combinations of the two?
the combination
At 20 and 12.
at 20 and 12. If all these are available at 20 and 12, which of these combinations would you absolutely like the best for the Cowboys?
I would still go Downs and Faulk.
Oh.
And I know that I know you're not in love with Keldric Faulk. It's just my overwhelming passion, and you're getting the best player in the class, and Caleb Downs, in my opinion. I like Keldric Faulk more than you two do, I think. To me, I think Keldric Faulk is a player that I know what he is. I get the pass rush aspect of it, and I understand the hesitancy. Like, man, for the Dallas Cowboys specifically, I need a guy with some juice. I need a guy that I think could possibly be a home run like James Harris Jr. I know we got off the field stuff to talk about with him, but they can possibly give me double-digit sacks, right, as a rookie. I don't think that's Keldric Faulk. What I do think he's going to be is a guy that sets the edge, is good against the run. Can he improve as a pass rusher? He absolutely could. He's a freak athlete. But Caleb Downs, to me, is a dude that is a game changer, can instantly be the best player on your defense. He is a jack-of-all-trades-like player. I Bailey or Allen, I think, might be number 2 for me because Bailey gives you what I'm talking about from a pass rush standpoint. And then C.J. Allen, I do think, is a very athletic linebacker that could come in and fix a lot of deficiencies that they've had in that room. So I would go Downs and Faulk 1, Bailey Allen 2, Delane or Howell would be my third option because I think you're getting arguably the best corner in the draft in Delane. I think Cashius Howell, I am concerned about the Texas and Miami tape when he played against more physical and really probably the best two teams that A&M played this year. And he did not have any production. That is not good.
Notre Dame got after him a little bit too in week 1.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
And he stepped up, and I thought, Notre Dame late in the game had a really good stuff. We've talked about
But
that.
they were chipping him. They had a game plan.
They
to
had a plan.
put him down.
And he's a guy also that you have to pay attention to. So especially when you're kind of moving towards this 3-4, possibly maybe an stand-up 2-point outside linebacker, how can fit what they want to do there? And then Styles or Cisse, man, the more corners that I'm watching, Cisse is sliding down my overall board a little bit.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I still like Brandon Cisse. It's more of just how many good corners there are right now. Like, I would take some of these guys maybe we're going to talk about today. They might have jumped Brandon Cisse on my stack a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
You talking about the little guys?
There's one that he's considered little, but he's not as little as some of the others. It's the renaissance of the tiny DBs, baby.
So I don't want us to be mistaken. I am not down on Keldric Faulk. I just, specifically for Dallas, he just doesn't seem like a fit. But the player himself, we already talked about it. It's going to translate well, I think, to the NFL, has the size, is able to read the run, all that stuff. Obviously, Downs, like you said, is arguably the best player in the draft. You don't think that there's too much of a, maybe to us, to me, there's too much of a difference in like where Downs would be taken and then where Faulk would be taken.
Yeah, like you're getting an absolute steal to me at 12 with Downs.
With Downs, but with
at
Faulk,
20, I kind of think that's the range Keldric Faulk should go.
I think that's where he is going to go. Nah. And honestly, too, like we're talking about for the Cowboys scheme, and again, we also talked about there is a necessity and a need to fill a role for a third-round pick that you lost tragically. Maybe they do think he's fit. I do think he would fit this new scheme, Faulk.
Yeah.
I do think some of the things that we're talking about with the 3-4
I
and stuff
think he's
like
back
that,
in the mix here.
He's really in the mix because
yeah.
of that. Now, when you start getting into Bailey and Allen, that probably would be my second favorite.
I mean, you're getting two freaks. I mean, athletically, that would be my second favorite.
Who was your number one?
You agree with me on Downs and Faulk at one?
I don't know. I don't agree with. Are you out your mind? No. Heck no.
Well, who's your one? Is it Bailey Allen?
I think my one would be Bailey and Allen, and then
Are you out your mind?
then what is your concern about Howell? Because I would put the Delane and Howell thing second, because I think Delane's only second to Downs.
I do like Cashius Howell, and I think that when we talked about some of these guys that have like the natural bend and pass rush ability, I think Howell is one of those guys that stood out to me more than some of these other players that we're talking about.
He's a little more edgy.
I'm just worried about him maybe being a little too light. I need a little bit more upper body power. Like I mentioned, Texas and Miami, and you're playing an SEC schedule, so it's not like you're not going up against good competition. And Cashius Howell, the production is there. You see him really flash. I think he has a balanced game
6'4",
when it comes to being able
245?
to rush the passer. But he got worked in those two games. And I don't think Texas' offensive line was anything that was like, oh my gosh. They got some talent, but they were a unit that really...
he crushed LSU.
They underperformed. He dominated against LSU for sure. Yeah. But, I mean, like, Cashius Howell at 20, I'd have no problem with. I couldn't get Downs and Howell.
Are you thinking this, what if we put Downs with Allen?
I would be this my number one.
See, are you basing this on your absolute love of getting your best player, and you're willing to sacrifice a player at 20?
The truth is, it doesn't matter who the player was at 20. If I'm getting Caleb Downs at 12, I'm happy.
Dallas don't have the room for that. They need two starters.
I think I can find positive things in all the guys that you mentioned at 20. I'd be fine with Allen. I'd be okay with. I'd take Howell over Faulk. Like, I've got Cashius Howell over Keldric Faulk in my stack.
Sure.
So Downs and Howell would be the better pairing to me.
I think that's why Josh did this. I think he was trying to see how much, and I should have known going in your love for Downs didn't matter.
But Styles is only second to who? As a linebacker, I mean...
I think he's the best.
I was about to say,
that's just because I think I would probably just play Arvell Reese at edge, and not as an off-ball linebacker. And again, that's a projection, but I just think his body type, some of his traits, his skill set, I think he can become a really good edge. But I think Sonny Styles is the best linebacker in the draft in terms of athleticism, and I think his best football is ahead of him.
Yeah, because I think that would be... it's hard for me not to put that as my second or third. But I'm curious about why you feel like Cisse is falling to you. Are you feeling that?
I tell you what, I'm not. I don't think he's wrong because I think there's some people that have some questions about. And when we get to the combine, I'm sure there'll be some questions about. He's 20 years old. You know, they'll say, "Oh, he does this. He can't do that. All that." I haven't heard it yet.
Well, again,
But
it's not.
But he's telling you're telling me that you've got some corners.
Yeah, it's
better.
Not. It's not a Cisse. It's not a Brandon Cisse issue. It's just
the
there's other
class.
corners that I'm watching, and
This is a good class.
It
of
is
corner.
outstanding at corner and safety. It really is. The strength of this draft is in the secondary.
All right, let me just throw some names then, Iisha. I'm going to try and get to the bottom of this. Just to talk about Cisse again real quick, and I'm going to get in these tight ends. Trust me, it's my show. We're gonna talk about these. Okay, if I started naming corners for you, Zach, tell me
Yep.
better. Just tell me.
Yep.
Abney, Arizona State.
Better than Cisse?
Yes.
No.
No. Oh, you asking Zach? My bad.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of where we're at, and then you could jump in too if you want. You can say no too if you want.
Okay.
Okay. How about have you seen Everett?
No, I haven't seen Everett.
Okay.
Where you go?
Dylan. It's Georgia.
Okay, tracking.
Yeah,
I have
is
to get
where
to
we're
him
at.
then.
Yeah,
Okay.
is where he's at. Okay. How about Hood?
No, I don't have Hood over
Not better than
Cisse.
him. I have him a couple spots before.
I've got Cisse right ahead of Hood.
Have you seen Chris Johnson from San Diego State?
Yes.
Yes.
Is he better than?
Yes.
Okay, this is where we're. This
Is the guy that's jumped him for me.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Johnson is. Man, and I might be late to the Chris Johnson party. I know Dane Brugler, who was awesome with you and Vach,
Yeah.
on doing all right. I think he had
Vach really likes him a lot too. Vach
as a
Lombardi.
starter five. Well,
Yeah.
Vach is talented, and
Oh my God.
I think Chris Johnson. To me, I've got Jermod McCoy, I've got Mansoor Delane from LSU, I've got Chris Johnson, and then I've got Avion Terrell,
he jumped Avion.
and then
Terrell
Brandon
to you?
Cisse.
Okay, can he tell us about him?
Go ahead.
Because I need to hear.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
you know what it is? It's the footwork with this guy. It's just so smooth and technical. And you talk about a sticky corner. I mean, he's the definition of a sticky corner. Like Chris Johnson from San Diego State. He was a two-way star in high school coming out of California. He can play special teams. It's what he did primarily his first 2 years there at San Diego State. His junior year, he was started. He was just named Co-Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. He only allowed 18 completions this entire season. He had the best when it came to statistics, allowing completions when targeted, 18 completions on 43 passes defense. He was outstanding. I mean, to me, he is so darn tough to run away from. He's just constantly on guys, like the hip pocket. He sticks there. His ability to mirror receivers, change of direction, start-stop quickness, smooth burst and acceleration to close downhill. He's just so technically sound. I just don't see a guy that's really ever caught out of position. He's playing with a ton of confidence. I like the way he's talking with guys and chirping. You know, I was searching for things to negatively say about him.
Is he twitchy?
I think, yeah. I think so.
It's a gentle twitch.
I think he's just smooth. Like
I
smooth
just- he
operator.
just doesn't-
I think that's a problem for him.
He doesn't.
in terms of
I don't think he's a twitchy player, and I don't think he's particularly fast.
okay.
No, but he does stay in phase well. Like,
Yeah, but he's got it.
Guys
He's got it.
running away from him.
But that's because when he gets up on people, he does a really good job of I think his whole thing. I've seen him play from depth and drive on the ball
Yeah.
and defend passes that way.
Yeah.
I just worry about if somebody gets by him.
Sure.
I think he has to get up on people and be able to knock them around a little bit. I would not be surprised. We had this whole discussion last year about Will Johnson from
Yeah.
Michigan.
And
What does he really run? I would be surprised if Chris Johnson doesn't run.
Oh, you think that he might just punt on it?
I think so.
Okay.
Why? He think he gonna be slow?
I didn't.
I don't think he's particularly
You
fast.
might be
I think he's somewhere between a 4.52 and a 4.55 guy.
So I think that he wins. I think when you talk about, the mirroring and stuff like that, a lot of that is because the hips are fluid, and also because he's He's not a stiff guy, but it's interesting to me. I feel like his strides are longer than he's opening up more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than what you, and I think the opening up and his ability to do that is maybe why you don't. The speed is not what you want to see, like the turn and stuff.
I had the same problem with,
I think he's fluid though.
I was wrong about Will Johnson as far as the way he played, but I had a problem looking at a corner that wouldn't run for me.
Is it too? So is it okay? So are you?
I see a guy
to snap into the transitions. Is it too?
Yes.
Is it almost too fluid?
I see guys in this draft, and I'll give you a great example. We talk about Abney. We talk about you guys got to see Rivers from
like
Duke.
Wait to talk about him.
You got to see him. Ponce. These guys that are ability to turn and go, and I think or the ability to kind of carry those routes, the inside routes and the things like that. I think this guy playing at depth, I think he sees it. I think he's extremely smart.
Yeah.
And far as coming forward and reading those plays. But I am not as high on him as you guys have.
Now, I don't think, like we've talked about some of these guys, like even Cisse and Chandler Rivers out of Duke, they'll have the flex to play out and in.
Yeah.
I do think he's a true boundary corner.
Yeah.
Johnson is, and so I wouldn't kick him inside.
Yeah.
And he might be able to do it. I don't want to ever like limit a player and say that he's in this box, but I do see him as an outside player versus the scheme versatility of like maybe he can kick inside.
Yeah.
We're in a funny time. He getting knocked for being a boundary. Like he's not getting knocked, but he is a boundary corner. And what I'm hearing from
Which is kind of like used to be. That's exactly what you want.
What I'm hearing in my mind is it's going to be a matchup problem. People will probably try to find some of those like you're talking about. Like if you put a KC Concepcion on this guy,
I think when he gets his hands on you, I think he's just
very
fine.
physical. I love how he jams. I love how he extends, and he's able to redirect the.
I think that's his superpower.
Yeah.
His footwork is just.
The mirroring is his superpower. The fluidity is his superpower. But I think Bryan wants him to be able to snap. Out of those transitions.
I mean, hey, and it might be, competition level. You're playing in the Mountain West.
No, so
does he have, I don't know that he was playing against a ton of receivers that were going to test him vertically, like Colorado State, Nevada, some of the games that I was watching. They're not exactly, I didn't see a ton of burners on.
No disrespect to them, but I would be surprised. I would be surprised, man, if this guy runs in the 4.4s, fine. I mean, everything you're talking about, he's just got to prove to me that, and it's going to be a time speed thing. I just don't see on film a fast guy. And maybe these others that are ahead of him, I see as quicker, twitchier kind of guys. That's all I'm saying about this guy.
So
I'm surprised by that.
So, and it's 6 foot 190.
6 foot,
not
193.
a big guy.
Size is solid. And
So the size is not, very one of the better
190.
tacklers.
He missed only 3 tackles all year.
Definitely one of the better tacklers, pure physical tacklers out of the class. But in regard to, the size, it feels like when I'm listening to him talk, it sounds like you're talking about a tall guy.
Yeah.
You're talking. It feels like you're talking about a taller guy that is lengthy, can recover with the length, fluid, but is not going to snap into those transitions.
See, I don't know.
You're interested.
I don't know if I disagree.
You guys keep saying the word fluid. I don't know if he's really fluid.
I saw so much fluidity. His change of direction. I think the ability to flip his hips. Like I don't see players running away from him. If there was any knock on him, it was maybe like a ball gets there, he's got to play through a receiver. Yeah. Are you going to get flagged?
I think the one thing he could do is drive on the ball and play it. Yeah.
I just think he's so tight in coverage.
I will say I do think that the hips, I will say that there are times that I think he opens up a little too much. I think that he relies on his ability to do that a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think he trusts his recovery.
He's establishing, he's trying to establish length and, leverage in what he's doing. Maybe we need to hear from the player and see if this
I want to it could be, trust me. This
could be
this kid can play.
He could be aware I'm not fast. So this is how I have to play.
No, this kid can play. I
was a big fan of the tape.
Bryan's like
Hey, listen. I watched, we had Drew Fabianich on this morning from the Senior Bowl. And Voch got the big head about Golladay, the linebacker from Cincinnati. Like Voch goes, I think he's a bottom of the second round player. Drew had him in the top of the third, and I had him down low. So maybe the old scout stays in here a little bit. All right, just to wrap this thing up, Wolchuk, I shouldn't even ask you this question about. You're going to take down. You like the combination of Downs, Faulk better.
Because
you love Downs.
If you remove Downs, the combination that you gave me, like let's say, okay, I can't take Caleb Downs, right? Because obviously I'm
just to circle back and put a bow on that.
Yes, I would probably take the Bailey and CJ Allen pairing.
If Downs wasn't part of that.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be my number one as well. The Bailey and Allen, and then also too. What is was the next one that you had?
Styles, Cisse.
That Styles and Cisse is
Styles,
appealing to me.
It's very appealing because I love Sonny Styles. Honestly, I think
he's got you mad about Cisse over there.
Well, I feel like is it a project of like
it's not a Cisse
the class being so deep?
Yes, it's just I'm watching every corner.
I feel that way about Johnson.
It's annoying.
You feel like you can find another corner not at 20 that can do what he can do.
More than I like Cisse personally.
I'm not passing up on the opportunity to be a speed rusher and a linebacker that's going to give you the business.
Yeah, like I would not be upset about Brandon Cisse. This is not a knock on Brandon Cisse whatsoever.
Okay.
I like his game.
Let me do something then for you then real quick.
But the Delane.
That's hard.
The Delane one is a hard one to pass.
It's killing me.
But I swear I'll get through this. What if you took how would this affect you guys then, the Johnson guys? Don't put me in it. I'm putting you in with him.
Don't put that.
Give me Bailey,
me Ricky Bobby.
Give me.
All right, Styles,
Johnson.
Take Styles and Johnson. And now mix it.
Styles and Johnson would. You know what? I would go Styles and Johnson over Downs and Faulk. Yeah, because I think you're getting the best.
There's a lot of.
I think I'm getting the best linebacker, and I'm getting my third favorite corner.
There's a lot of Chris Johnson love over that end of the table there, too.
Yeah.
It's him.
I think I put in my notes. I think Chris Johnson has the potential to be the best corner in the class.
You know what?
I really do.
You know what? Hey, thank you for standing up and
stand up for your rights.
I hope he runs in 2 weeks. I hope when we're at the combine, please go out there and run. Please go out and run for something.
But you've got me now second guessing everything. I'm like,
no, don't do that.
If the Godfather's telling me this guy can't run,
no. Hey, there's a reason why the guy's standing in front of a mic and a camera right now. Maybe they didn't feel like I was doing a very good job of this.
The Keldric Faulk thing is getting on my nerves.
All right, well, no, you want to fight for him?
I don't want to for him.
Yeah,
no.
I want you to fight for Keldric Faulk. Sell me Keldric Faulk.
The whole point of drafting is to mediate the idea that a guy is going to translate. And if a guy seems like he is going to for sure translate, he is going to get picked earlier. I'm not mad at him. The durability, the man played in every game in 3 seasons.
I think he's kind of safe.
He's very safe, but scouts like safe. Scouts like safe. There are some scouts that's going to take risks and stuff.
What does you scout like?
Huh?
What do you scout like?
Sometimes I take some risk in my mind. but I mean, this guy's played against adequate competition.
He has.
All SEC.
He has.
Production there.
He
I mean, he got the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just know that Dallas needs a pass rusher. Right now.
If you're looking at Dallas, you're absolutely right about it.
Unless Dallas is going to attack this in free agency, and y'all know something I don't know.
Heck, you know more than us.
Because picking up this gentleman does not. I think it makes your defense better. He would fit into this 3-4 situation that you're talking about. Right. The dropping guys in coverages, the simulated pressure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe with a good coach, this guy can get after it, but I'm just like, I don't see a pure pass rusher, and I think that's such a need that Dallas has. You don't got time for him to learn how to work his hands and
sure.
Oh, how do I go speed to power?
Rush,
Nah, you don't have time for that. As good as he is, maybe another team got time for that. Maybe another team just want to edge as a run defender. He gonna come in and make a difference right then, and I think that's valuable. Not for Dallas though. Don't tick me off, y'all. Don't tick me off. Come on.
I'm gonna take you. I'll take you off a little bit. Let's get these tight ends.
Can I say something?
Say something.
Can I say something?
You always can say something. Go ahead, say something.
What the hell is going on here?
With the tight ends,
what the hell is going on? Nah, I can't figure out if I like them or not. They are very this or that. They're very sour patchy. It's like I'm a tight end. I catch stuff. Sour patchy.
Explain sour patchy. Then.
Sour patchy is you like them when they sweet, and then they do bad stuff, and then you're angry at them, and you be sitting there watching them like, oh, this guy can play in line. This guy can play slide. Oh, he can do receiver things, baby.
Okay.
You don't want to
So
block.
I'm seeing and I'm liking the sweet part, but then there's a little bit of sour.
Yeah, 'cause you
They
don't
did
wanna
something,
block.
I'm like, what the hell are they doing right there? That's what you're looking at?
I know tight ends are becoming real receiving options, but my God, you still need to be able to block.
Yes. That is something I noticed with these guys.
Yeah, they dusty.
All right. They're
blocking
dusty
can be hit or
blockers.
miss.
The
Yeah.
most of them a little dusty when it comes to blocking. They seem a little disinterested. They a little light in their ass, inconsistent. They want to be receivers. You need to put them out wide.
All right, then let me start.
Sorry.
No. I appreciate you going on a little rant.
Yes, and you're not
yeah.
wrong.
They are a little light in the butt. Since when you don't do it? I'm looking at they snaps. I'm like, everything is in the slot. You don't do nothing in line no more. What is this world coming to? I'm just playing. What's the
I
world
dig
coming
you.
to?
Kenyon Sadiq then.
Okay.
Do I? Oregon.
Okay, sounds good. 6'3", 245. This gentleman is out of Oregon.
He's always in the slot.
He just wants to be a wide receiver when he's playing tight end.
He's. I will say that he is I'll give him credit as like a steady blocker.
Okay.
He did more in line. He is a smaller frame guy, very much so a red zone threat. I think his hands are strong. I think this is a gentleman too, as we talk about the combine.
Sure.
He need that thing. I think he.
Oh, he's
I think
probably
he
gonna
can
excel
play.
at the combine,
I think
don't you
he's
think?
going to really hopefully he sets himself apart because I think he's already set apart in comparison to the other guys. But I think the combine is going to make people be like, okay, this is really a guy. He's incredibly athletic. I talked about the yak ability, the explosive ability downfield.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll say that it's more straight line speed, as we expect with a tight end. It's not going to be all, he can find the soft spots. He finds the soft spots in the zone, so I think he does have awareness. And then obviously, like we just mentioned, as we talk about these guys, there's a lot of versatility in where they can line up, slot, outside, inline. I think that's valuable, but I think that we're getting away from a little bit of what a tight end is supposed to be doing. I don't mind that these guys
What's
line
this
up
1970s coming out of you now for?
What are you talking about?
This blocking tight end.
You want your
thing?
throwback, Mike Ditka's. And
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't. Even so, here, let me. I said I didn't think that his route running is okay, but he rounds off these routes a little bit too much.
Okay.
He's not creating a lot of separation. He's insanely athletic, but it's not. I don't think he's big enough to be a mismatch every time he goes. Like you line him up in a different spot. I think I think his size would be fine if he was just a little bit better of a route runner if he adapts in that. But I don't see super clean route runner. I saw him rounding off his routes and stuff like that. Now, he really came onto the scene in 2024. He took over the reins as a starting tight end after Ferguson left. That was a lot of responsibility on him. Yeah. And he balled out. 51 catches for 506 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's undeniable. However, if you're in a scheme, we just seen Seattle run 12 down people's throats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are bringing back 13 personnel, which is like 3 tight ends.
And so it's cool.
They're having success.
It's cool that and you can catch the ball, high point and all that pretty stuff and stuff. But I also need you to be able to chip. I also need you to be able to have some level of play strength that's sustainable that you can get involved with the run game and we can play off the run game. I don't know. I think he's athletic. He can play. He's all that good stuff. But what the heck is going on with these guys like actually care about being blockers? Is that not in the resume anymore?
I thought he was a better blocker than you did.
I think that he is a decent. I said steady.
Yeah.
I will give him steady.
I mean, I saw him pancake a guy against USC.
What you got? I'm going to give him steady. I'm not going to give him like, a dominant blocker.
I kind of felt like he was kind of a fit and steer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's going to try and turn the legs.
Did he trip a guy at USC? What do you got
He
there?
did put a guy on his butt. He got a pancake on a guy. But
helmet sticker?
Yeah.
Got a helmet
like an attaboy.
I kind of felt like that he was more of like that kind of that fit,
hold,
turn. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. Like, you're not trying to get these guys. These guys ain't offensive linemen. My God.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't want them to be able to
he
do
was
that.
a wide receiver coming out of high school.
And
so
you see that.
a lot of these guys, like Eli Stowers is another guy we'll get to from
he's
Kansas.
one of my
You're talking about a
favorites.
former quarterback.
He's one of my favorites. But I think that the gentleman, Jack Endries.
Endries from Texas. He's the best blocker.
I think he is the best run blocker out of this whole group. Everybody else is kind of like, when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
I don't disagree with that.
It ain't always great.
I think I'd stack it in terms of just run blocking. Endries 1, Sadiq would be 2.
The commitment is there, but I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what football is becoming. Like we are looking at teams convert.
The fun thing is going out there catching passes and scoring touchdowns, man. We're in the fantasy football era.
We've been seeing the rise of with the Dalton Kincaids and all that stuff. The rise of the athletic receiver-esque tight end. Love it.
Put a bow on Sadiq for her.
Okay, yeah, you say it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's
rambling.
He's a
my bad.
You're
good.
I mean, to me, he's used in motion. You will see him be used as a lead blocker. Like they'll cross him around the formation and they'll run behind him. And there are times where I think he can be a really good blocker. He's got the wide receiver skill set for a tight end. I mean, he can separate down the field. He can be used underneath in the flat in the screen game. You'll see some concentration drops with him.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit where like maybe he's trying to look up field and then boom, ball hits the ground. Good in the red zone, can high point the football, natural hands. I think he's a mismatch problem. Gets a good release off the line, but he does have at times maybe a little sloppiness. Like he's using his athleticism more than like a crisp route runner. So to me, like the Yaks there can break tackles. He's the mold of like that modern tight end that is going to be a mismatch.
That Iisha hates.
Slot player, win down the field, stretch the seam. Like to me, he's clearly the best of the tight ends.
Yeah.
Where do you have him? First round?
I do. He's the only first-round tight end that I have.
I put him in the second myself.
Okay.
I put him at the bottom of the first.
It's like a 1-2-9, 1-1-9 for you, like Jason Witt.
I put him at the bottom. Now you can't deny the production. Him having to step in the red zone, the red zone awareness, and him being able to be a real threat down there. I think that's valuable. Yeah. I'm just, whatever.
You should tell me about Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt.
Okay, un momento.
Den Geyer.
Okay, Eli Stowers.
Quarterback, right? From Denton Geyer?
Yeah. Denton native. What? He was just a nugget. He's just a baby nugget. He's 22. He transferred from New Mexico to Texas A&M and then to Vanderbilt, if I'm not mistaken.
He was A&M.
He was A&M, and then it was
State
New Mexico. Okay, when he was decently productive that 1 year. He was with New Mexico, 28 receptions for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not nothing fancy, but that's where he started. I will say that this man is a reliable target. It's the easiest way to say it. It's not super fancy. But I do
reliable.
He's very reliable. And that's what you're looking for with a tight end. You're
Diego
looking
Pavi's
for
best buddy.
Yeah,
you're looking for a guy that is going to, be quarterback friendly. I think that this guy is quarterback friendly. I also believe that he's a combine guy that I think will make some noise.
Could see that.
I think that he's somebody that people are going to be looking at, how he runs, how he moves. We spoke about the yak ability. He's not a traditional tight end.
Inline Y. Inline Y.
He's not an inline Y guy. This is a guy that really finds success in his ability to accelerate, put his foot in the ground.
Yeah.
He has a light frame,
Yeah,
soft
there you
hands,
go. Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the receiver body type.
Does he make you mad, Iisha?
No, he does slot, inline stuff. The body control is awesome.
There you go. I like what you're saying there.
This is a receiver-esque tight end.
Yeah.
Tell me about the blocking, Wolchuk.
He needs to add play strength.
He
needs to add upper body strength for sure. Now, he will hold his own at the point of attack at times. He'll be a little bit high with that. I think the technique can be a little bit sloppy. Yeah. But granted, I mean, we're talking about a guy that was a 4-star quarterback prospect, went to A&M, was a reserve quarterback for 2 years. He's played tight end for 3 years.
He's worked his tail off to get where he is.
has. I mean, to get where he is one of the best receiving tight ends in all of the country. I mean, you see blocking ability. I think that's an area that he can improve. But I think he's a solid route runner. He's got a good feel for working open against zone coverage. You'll see him extend, make some tough catches, can work the sideline, high point the football. He's a really smart player. Yeah. Like you can tell you can tell he's a former quarterback.
Sure.
Like he understands like what defenses are trying to do schematically. But he really was. Like him and Diego Pavia, they were at New Mexico State together. You saw that relationship just continue to grow at Vandy. He was the number 1 target of that offense, team captain. Dude was a high jump state champion at Denton Geyer. Yeah. So I mean he's an athletic freak as Eli Stowers. I think he can be a really good player at the next level, especially as a red zone target with how big he is. And he's just one of these guys, long arms. He's going to stretch out. Like if he ends up like a Ben Johnson, he just took Holston Loveland. Yeah. Like with his track record of also being a quarterback, I think there's so many different fun things you could do with him as like trick plays and as a weapon on offense.
You guys worry about him being 235 pounds?
He's light. Like he needs to add weight.
I can't remember. How much did Eric All weigh? Let me go look.
Okay.
Because that's the vibe I'm getting as far as this is like a receiver
Yeah.
disguised as when the first time I watched this gentleman, I'm sitting up here like.
So you're just thinking this guy's like a big slot.
250. Yes,
Yeah.
this is. I wouldn't be trying to ask him to do, to block in line and do all that stuff. And this is a guy you run out there on 11 and make guys pay.
Yeah.
This is the type of person I think is suited for that. But like when I watched him, I remember the first time I watched Eric All, tight end out of Cincinnati, and for Cincinnati now.
Yeah.
You watched him, you like, dog, this is a receiver. What am I looking at right now? I feel like that's kind of the vibe I got watching Stowers is. This is not the build and the feel and the way he moves does not look tight end-esque. He's not like square and like I just.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm.
The physical makeup is not like a tight end.
But he's adapted. That's one thing I do like about him, though. To your point, he's adaptable.
He's got some.
And you
growth.
need that in a football player. Where you got him slotted? Where you think he's gonna go?
I am in the top of the third.
Yeah, I put him in the third.
That's fair.
Yep.
Okay, Zach, talk to me about our University of Texas tight end, Jack Endries.
Yeah, I mean, so this guy transferred from Cal. He started all 26 games there, and he led the Golden Bears in receptions and yards as a redshirt sophomore. Then he started all 11 games for Texas this year. So, I mean, he's played 38 career games. He's played a lot of
football.
Yeah.
He is super tough.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is going to stand in traffic, know a big hit's coming, and he's just going to say, F it. I'm gonna eat it. And he takes some big hits, gets up, excels at making the contested catches. I think he's the best blocker of the bunch so far. The wham blocks, the pulls, you'll see him do that in the Texas offense. They'll run right behind him as a lead blocker. I think he tracks the football really well in the air. He used that wheel route. He killed Ohio State on that down the sidelines. Strong, consistent hands. I didn't see a ton of drops from him. He's kind of sneaky fast after the catch.
I think he kind of glides.
He doesn't look like the most explosive athlete when you're watching him, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow. I mean, he's running downfield, and he'll use momentum, kind of like Jason Witten used to do, almost like sling and shot put himself up the field a little bit. But overall, he's not a huge yak guy yards after the catch. He'll make some diving catches, sacrifice the body. He kind of reminded me a little bit of Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, I think he's a natural at attacking the ball
way he plays. Yeah, so I liked him. I put him right with Stowers in the third round.
Yeah, I actually have Stowers above him. I have this guy in the fourth myself.
That would make sense for him, just because of the level, like the competition and stuff like that. I do think that he has a good feel and zone.
Yeah.
Some awareness there. I will say, I like I said before, I think he's a natural at attacking the ball in the air and finding the ball in the air. Like you were talking about some of the diving catches, he's willing to sacrifice his body. I thought that he was a little bit more refined than some of the other route running tight ends in this class. And maybe that's because he knows what he's doing. Now, did y'all like the usage as an H-back?
I thought it was kind of interesting that you could play him as H, you could play him as the F, you could play him. There was a lot of different things.
I put that in there that I think his usage is going to help him in this process.
Sure.
Whereas you
What he can do?
Yeah.
I might be too low on this guy.
I mean, I don't know if you're
I'm with you.
That's kind of where I would think he would be at. Now, I will say
5. That's where I've got him right now.
I think he can get thrown off his spot, though.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, just because of the size. Like, some people can move him the heck out of the way if they feel like they want to. But I will say, we talked about the run blocking, this is something he improved.
Yeah.
This is something he's worked.
Especially from Cal. You saw him.
Yes.
It was a walk-on at Cal, by the way.
And which is incredibly impressive to work your way up to be a starter and stuff like that. So this is a guy, like you said, he's tough. He's not afraid to work. And the willingness to work to be a better run blocker, despite the fact that he does have some receiving capabilities, I think shows that he wants to be a well-rounded player. You said fourth.
I said fourth, and I might have dinged him around lower than where he should be. He should probably be there with Stowers as well, but maybe he's a little bit more physical too than what Stowers is.
I definitely think so.
You doing a dig at him?
Was I doing a dig? No, you know what? I probably have him around low for
stick with the gut.
Yeah,
you know what? Just stick with your flavor.
We'll see what we're at there for that. Okay, the next tight end I want to talk about is Max Klare is where I want to go with, and he is from Ohio State. Zach, you have Max Klare.
Transferred from Purdue. He comes from a football family. Dad, cousin, grandpa, 2 uncles all played college football. So this guy's got an athletic background. Led Purdue in receiving in 2024. this guy's huge.
Yeah.
Massive target. And he is really good when you talk about yards after catch, the acceleration, the speed for his size. This guy can run. Now, he's not a burner, like in terms of he's going to run away from you, but yet he can go downfield. He's a good route runner. Purdue, my gosh. I mean, he was their offense as a receiver. Yeah. He basically was like a wide receiver for them. Now, he was used a little bit more limitedly at Ohio State. In the flats, he can stretch the field vertically. The strong hands are there, can make people miss in the open field. Physical runner. I thought he was much better overall as a receiver when you watch him at Purdue than he was at Ohio State. Ohio State had him inline blocking a lot more than he did at Purdue. He can get stronger as well to maintain blocks to the point of attack. I think he's got a lot of good upside as a wide receiver. Kind of reminded me of like a Cole Kmet type tight ends, maybe like a Dennis Pitta, who used to play with the Baltimore Ravens
back in the day.
Yeah, just like an outstanding receiver that I think can get more well-rounded as a blocker. But at 6'5", 243, Max Klare, I've got him at tight end 2. The next guy we're going to talk about, I might flip-flop with him, though.
So you think you got him as a third round?
In the second round.
Second round,
Max Klare, yeah. I think teams are really going to like him.
You talking about Triggs?
Yeah, Michael Trigg from Baylor is a star.
Tuai, you want to talk about the Ohio State tight end a little bit? Or?
Yes, yeah, definitely. To your point, that's something I wrote down because I think the context, again, is important, is his usage at Ohio State. He's also having to share snaps with guys that we think are great, like a Carnell Tate and
Jeremiah Smith. Absolutely.
And I think that, obviously the ball, it's only one ball, so they had to find ways to get him, involved. I think he reads leverage well in his routes, like you were talking about. This is also a high effort player.
Yeah.
He is. You see him through the whistles. You see him trying to finish blocks. You see him. He's constantly active. I agree. I like the fact that he can turn, put his foot in the ground, and get upfield with some explosion. Yeah. I said this is a tight end. This is one of the only guys I looked at that said, oh, this is giving tight end. I will say that
he looks like it.
He looks like a tight end.
He's got the build.
The play strength and the sustained play strength is something that needs to improve. I think that's normal, though, because we heard Jake Ferguson talk about that. We've heard a lot of quarterbacks, tight ends talk about.
I mean, Dalton Schultz had to get better at that.
Year 1 to year 2, they do got to put on some, grown man weight and get better. But the physicality that he plays with, did you think it was consistent, Zach? Do you feel like when you're watching him, as I'm going through games, I was
better at Ohio State, and that might have been, again, because of what they're asking him to do. Like, he had to do that.
But at Purdue, he was so much of an offensive weapon
Purdue,
that they're not asking him to be this physical, dominant.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like this was a guy that was going to line up in line and hammer you.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I love 6'5", 243, the size that he's shown here and stuff like that, but I think the stuff, the way that they use him in space, I think is really good. Mm-hmm. That's where I was a fan of his. He does have an ankle thing that we're going to need to check out.
Yes, sir.
About him. So
that's a big deal.
Keep an eye on that. Mm-hmm. He's had a history of some ankle problems in his day.
Tight ends. We talk about ankle flexibility when it comes to with the defensive ends and stuff. I think when you talk about tight end. Hip fluidity and ankle flexibility is incredibly important for tight ends.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you on that. Okay, Zach, the last one we're going to talk about today is Michael Trigg from Baylor. So I'm getting the vibes that you guys think this guy might be the second best tight end in your draft?
Yeah, I mean, initially I put him as tight end 3. I've got him in the second round as well with Max Klare from Ohio State, but 6'4", 240. Redshirt senior. He played his first 2 years at USC, then spent 2 years at Ole Miss before getting to Baylor.
Yes, sir.
But he was a star. He's debuted at Baylor in 24, named second team All Big 12. And this past year, he was a finalist for the Mackey Award, nation's best tight end. Did miss the final game of the season due to injury. Second team All-American. Also a basketball player in high school coming out of Tampa, Florida. You could see that.
It be scaring me sometimes.
That translates. I mean, we talk about like the basketball type, like the Tony Gonzalez, the Antonio Gates, like these guys who have Jimmy Graham. He does that well. Like this guy will box out, go get a rebound, throw it up to him in the red zone. He's going to make the catch. I love the way he attacks the football in the air. He goes up and gets it with authority. He plays with a ton of energy. Like this is a dude I see the love for the game come out just watching his tape. He's a bad ball catcher, certified, adjusts to the ball in the air really well. Love the body control. He's got speed after the catch to pull away from defenders. In terms of creating natural separation, if the ball's close, he's going to get it. I think he is able to do that. He's physical. He needs to improve his consistency as a blocker, but the body type is there to where it's like, I have no question he can do it. It might just be kind of a want-to thing, So when he's engaged and he's doing it, you see it, but he is an exceptional receiving tight end, and to me, he's got the skills to possibly end up being the best of the draft if he ends up going to the right place.
I agree. I wrote down that this is another guy that gives me more wide receiver than tight end.
Sure.
I think he's one of the only guys out of this group that I looked at and said weapon.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Straight up
100%.
weapon. Like out of the other guys, I think that the top gentlemen we're talking about, they can play.
Sadiq.
They have Sadiq. I think
Of Oregon,
Sadiq
yeah.
is, kind of a weapon, but this guy is my guy's just better than your guy.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to, and you talked about the high point in the ball, the yak ability. I like how explosive he is out of his releases. Now, and I think the big wingspan, like you're talking about, the basketball background, it allows him to be a big target. So this is a guy that I think would help a young quarterback that is trying to still get some accuracy in his game or whatever the case may be. He's hard to tackle in space because of his size.
Yeah, it's so big.
And he has pretty good contact balance to be his size. Now, I did say something. I don't know why I wrote this, but it meant something to me. I said him's hands. They seem like they're like mine. I got a little gremlin.
Small hands?
I don't
think he's got small
hands. I think it's the ball.
Double catching?
Sometimes, but it's the ball security.
Okay.
I think the double
Okay.
catching comes from the basketball stuff. So it's like give and take, where it's like, yes, I like that you do this, but ball security, not saying on film he has a lot of fumbles. It's the way in which he carries the ball.
Yeah, he can be a little loose.
He
with
got
it.
that picking
I
spirit.
see what you're saying.
He got
yeah.
that picking
He'll get
spirit.
a little fun with it. Where
Uh-huh.
it's away from the body. You want to get that thing more tight.
It
to where
is.
guys aren't going to punch that thing out of there.
And I think he just trusts his grip strength and stuff like that. But that is something that I think with how much of a yak guy he is, he's hard to bring down. In this league, as he comes into the league, we see people punching the ball out. They're waiting for opportunity.
No, that's a hell of a
That's
point.
something that I would like for him to kind of hone in on. And again, I think it's because he was a former basketball player. So adjusting to what it is to make sure that you secure the ball. I think he has big play potential, like you mentioned, Zach. But this was one of my most enjoyable watches because I think he's a guy that's going to come on your team, and people are going to have to plan for him because of the size alone and what he can do. Now, the blocking, the willingness.
It runs hot and cold.
Yep.
The willingness to block. I seen an interview with him. He was talking about that and stuff like that. The love of the game is there, but I do think that the temperament is. I do like doing the fun stuff, and some of the other stuff is kind of like sometimes. And how do you get that out of him? How do you get that out of him? What do you see the potential with the player? How do you get the consistency out of him is what a coach is going to be looking at moving forward. Okay, that's what I got from him, though. What you got, Bryan?
I love it. No, I think you guys have got this guy absolutely right. And to me, the thing that I feel like this guy's got a real good feel for how to attack leverage, and we've all kind of like, okay, they're going to try and cover him. He's leaning on somebody, and then he finds a way to get to the outside. I think he's a really good route runner. I like him as a route runner. I think he's almost like a wide receiver in the way he does it.
Yeah,
I think he's got a plan for how he wants to attack the leverage and defenders. I think he extends his hands like a receiver. He gets his hands away from his body. I did feel like there was some times, though, Iisha, I think you're right, where maybe he was fighting it. Not all the time, but fighting the ball a little bit there. But I think he does a good job of using his length. I think he can make those contested catches that the tight ends make. He's got speed, I think, to threaten seams as a player. He could be a problem, as everybody's mentioned here. Run after catch is a big thing. And the willingness to fight for those extra yards after receptions has been pretty impressive. I don't think he's the best blocker off the line. I really, really don't. I think he's going to really need to improve his technique here. But I would not. I just wouldn't call him reliable as that. To be able to do that. I think his pads tend to be a little high, and then he'll lose control of his guy that way. So, I could see him playing as a flex slot. You can maybe try and do some of the inline stuff. I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing for him, But man, the blocking stuff is something he's clearly going to have to work on here.
Yeah.
Is this the KC Concepcion out of the tight ends?
It might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Explosive,
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
can do a
Super
lot of bit of
fun.
different
Exactly.
stuff. Super fun.
Gosh, he had this one-handed catch watching him against K-State.
Yeah.
He had stick him on his hands, like along the sideline. It was. I mean, he's got big paws.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Okay,
watching.
as we wrap as we put a bow on this one today for the stack, just stack them how you had them. Zach, can I go to you first? You don't have to tell me the round. Just stack them in what order you have them on your board.
Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, Max Klare, Ohio State, Michael Trigg, Baylor, Eli Stowers, Purdue, and then Jack Endries, Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
Iisha, you good to go here on this one?
Yes, for me.
Stack them how you got them.
For me, it's going to be Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. It's going to be Max Klare for me. And then I think I'm going to put Michael Trigg at the 3.
Yeah.
I think Eli Stowers is right under that. I got them lined up how I watched them. And then, but Endries, is it Endries? I think he's a little later to me than those guys. But those would be
It's interesting because he might be the most complete.
He might be.
He might be the one.
terms of,
Yeah.
like, the blocking element. The others
I
are just
wonder.
better receivers.
Just going through my notes and stuff like that. I'm kind of wondering if I have him too low.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe,
with
but that's the
situation.
order that I have those.
Yeah.
gentlemen in.
But he
I
just doesn't
think
have like
Trigg
the
is
wiggle
going
that
to-
some of these other guys do.
Yeah.
When you talk about like the twitchiness,
Okay.
he doesn't quite have that.
I think Trigg's gonna fly. If he tests well,
Yeah,
he's gonna fly
Trigg.
at people's boards.
He's fun.
Zach, the boom and the bust of the guys.
Okay, well the boom's Michael Trigg to me. Jeez, the bust
I know.
maybe Max Klare.
Okay.
My bust would be Andrews.
Okay.
Andrews.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would be my bust because he, like you just said, I think he's the most complete right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, maybe
how does
he's a
that
finished
translate?
product kind
Yeah.
of thing.
How does
I
that
like
translate?
that.
What is
Yeah.
his ceiling?
Yeah.
Is he going to get any better than what we see him be right now? Which he's worked his tail off to be this.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
he's made himself available, just
Yeah.
playing all the different positions, H-back, all this stuff. Is that beneficial, or is it going to hurt him for them trying to find what it is that he does well and make it and letting them do it?
I like what you guys did. I really do appreciate that. All right. That will do it today for another edition of The Stack. We will be back Thursday, hammering out some more players, some more positions. I really appreciate these guys. I hope you did too as well here on Crown Global Media. If you're interested in some of our other shows and stuff like that, yes, we have Doing All Right. If you're interested in some of our merch, we've got an area now where you can go and find all our clips, all our shorts. It's all one big thing. We're kind of promoting that. So if you want to go back and just look about an individual player, we've got that stuff posted up for you as well. So you could go back, study that. If you're a fan of another team and your player gets drafted, that's a great place for you to find. But yeah, check out everything we got on crownglobalmedia.com. It's got our merch stuff. It's got all our shows. It's got everything you need to know about the program. So for my scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison, Zach Wolchuk, I'm Bryan Broaddus. We'll see you next Thursday. Make sure you're trusting your eyes.